Lekki, Lagos.
On News Express this evening, Nigeria's inflation rises to 15.69% in April. President Tinubu secures $600 million port deal from APM terminals, defends economic reforms. Lagos court remands social media influencer Blessing CEO in EFCC custody over alleged 36 million naira fraud. Good evening and welcome to News Express on Adami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos. A blend of national, local, political, international sports and entertainment news. I am Ogboi Mark, and now the news in detail. We begin from the economy. The National Bureau of Statistics says Nigeria's headline inflation rate has increased to 15.69% in April 2026, extending the upward trend in consumer prices despite a slowdown in monthly inflationary pressure. The data showed a 0.31 percentage point year-on-year increase, indicating that the general price level of goods and services remained higher compared to the previous month. However, the report also pointed to a slowdown in price increases on a month-on-month basis, suggesting a gradual easing in the pace of inflationary pressure. The statistics agency noted that although inflation remains elevated, the latest figures reflect a moderation in the speed of price increases across the economy. On a 12-month average basis, the headline inflation rate for the period ending April 2026 was 19.16%, slightly lower than the 19.33% recorded in the corresponding period of 2025. Meanwhile, President Tinubu welcomed the $600 million investment pledged by world-class port operator APM Terminals, emphasizing that Nigeria is repositioning itself for greater competitiveness through ongoing economic reforms and infrastructure modernization. Regional President APM Terminals Africa Europe Igor van den Essen, along other executives meeting President Tinubu on the sidelines of the ongoing Africa CEO Forum in Kigali, Rwanda, said the proposed investment will be deployed in Apapa port modernization, logistics infrastructure, and long-term private sector investment in Nigeria's maritime sector.
The Ports Development Group called the APM, they are already in Nigeria. They have an agreement and contract to be there till 2031, but at that meeting they announced they're interested in investing another $600 million. And that was a very important meeting. Thereafter, I met with investors who are interested in our solid minerals.
Tinubu, through his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Nonuga, said Nigeria possesses the market scale, talent base, and economic potential to support globally competitive maritime and logistic infrastructure investment, and called on other investors to take advantage of Nigeria's reform outcomes. Earlier, Tinubu, speaking on tax reform, said that taxation is the foundation of national development, insisting it is the obligation of citizens to pay their taxes.
Taxation is not friendly to the wealthy, to the middle class, and to the poor. Every human expects development, but the question they don't answer is how do you pay for it? A very good highway, but you don't want it to go through your land. How do you develop? You want good hospital, well-equipped hospital, and you don't want to pay taxes. How do you care for the vulnerable? And how do you protect the future of the children? How do you even research and develop? Pharmaceutical industry, where the source and application of fund should be engineered. Tax is a priority. A citizen that pays taxes is a citizen, whether corporate or individual. If you are not a taxpayer and not exempted, then you are not a citizen.
Akotan Iroyin also lauded President Tinubu's reforms agenda and policy direction, which had strengthened investor confidence and created renewed momentum for long-term infrastructure investment. In the meantime, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Lekki, disclosed that foreign nationals arrested for illegal mining activities and suspected to be linked to terrorism have been handed over to the Office of the National Security Advisor for further investigation. Lekki made the revelation while responding to claims by some U.S. lawmakers linking illegal Chinese mining terrorism funding in Nigeria. Lekki said over 327 persons, including foreign nationals, were apprehended for illegal mining, with about 142 of them facing prosecution and about 3,000 mining licenses revoked. He attributed the success recorded, including the revenue generation of the solid mineral sector, from 6 billion naira in 2023 to over 70 billion naira as of December 2025, to President Bola Tinubu's strategic transformation of solid minerals sector.
And that for us who are in the inner core of the entire saga and the journey, who are old enough or were old enough then to witness the various events, will recall that on that date of June 12, the entire Nigerian electoral history was rewritten. Because for the very first time, there was not a single incident amongst Nigerians. Nigerians from all walks of life, cutting across all the centrifugal forces, religion, economic class, creeds, ethnicity, tribal jingoism, and all those.
Addressing stakeholders and industry players in the solid minerals sector, the minister charged them to have the right mental attitude and develop a social conscience in order to move the sector to far greater heights. And now turning to legal matters. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has sentenced a woman, Halima Haliru Umar, to 20 years imprisonment over unlawful possession of 302 rounds of AK-47 live ammunition and attempting to render support for the commission of acts of terrorism. The convict had, during her arraignment on March 11, pleaded guilty to 2 counts contained in a 4-count charge brought against her by the Department of State Services DSS. In her judgment, Justice Yilwad noted that the convict pleaded guilty to counts 3 and 4 on the 4-count charge on the day of her arraignment, stressing that by her guilty plea, she admitted the fact as presented by the prosecution without presenting any evidence in her defense. Following the defendant's conviction, the defense lawyer Amza Dantani pleaded with the court to be lenient in dispensing the judgment against the defendant, stating that the convict is a first-time offender who is remorseful. Justice Yulwa sentenced the convict to 20 years on count 3 and to 1 year on count 4, and adjourned until July 4th for the prosecution to commence trial in respect of counts 1 and 2 of the charge, to which the convict pleaded not guilty. And now the Federal Capital Territory FCT Police Command has reactivated a joint security operation known as Operation Sweep FCT in collaboration with other security agencies operating within the territory. The command said the operation was reactivated by the Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Mohamed Sanusi, with support from the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yusam Wike. The command said the operation is aimed at strengthening visibility, policing, deterring criminal activities, and improving coordinated responses to security threats across the FCT. Personnel involved in the operation were drawn from the Nigerian Police Force, the military, Department of State Services (DSS), Nigeria Immigration Service, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC), Federal Fire Service, and other security agencies. Bringing it back home, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC Lagos Zonal Directorate arraigned a social media influencer and relationship therapist Okoro Blessing Nkuruka also known as Blessing CEO, before the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi. Blessing CEO was arraigned before Justice Deyinde Dikbeolu on a 2-count charge bordering on obtaining money by false pretense and stealing to the tune of 36 million naira. At the commencement of proceedings, the defense counsel P.I. Nwafo told the court that the defendant had refunded part of the money to the nominal complainant and pleaded for a short adjournment to resolve the outstanding balance. In his ruling, Justice Dikbeolu held that the defense and the nominal complainant can have discussions even during the pendency of the charge. Justice Dikbeolu ordered that the defendant be remanded in EFCC custody and adjourned till June 5, 2026 for the commencement of the trial. And turning to southwestern state, the Ogun state government has activated emergency environmental and public health responses measures following a methane gas exposure that reportedly affected more than 90 students in Ijebu-Ode. The state government, in a statement, said the incident occurred barely 1 month after a similar outbreak was reported in the area and affected students from schools including Our Lady of Apostles Girls' School, Anglican Girls Grammar School, Ijebu-Ode Grammar School, and Sabodola Private School. The government stated that several affected students have been taken to health facilities after reportedly complaining of abdominal pain and related symptoms. The general manager of the Ogun State Environmental Protection Agency, Ogboi Kehinde Bello, disclosed that the state's air quality monitoring device installed at Ijebu-Ode Grammar School detected elevated methane gas concentrations within parts of the affected area. Residents have been advised to avoid open flames or igniting sources in areas with unusual gas odors and report symptoms such as dizziness, nausea, headaches, or breathing discomfort to nearby medical facilities. And now the Oyo State government has ordered immediate closure of all public primary schools in 4 local government areas in the state, including Surulere, Oyo East, Orire, and Olorun Shogo, following the abduction of an unspecified number of students. An unspecified number of students were kidnapped at Layers School, Ahoro Eshinyele, and Community Grammar School, local government area of the state, in the early hours of today. Universal Basic Education Board UPEB Executive Chairman Dr. Dureni Adeniran, in a statement, explained that the decision was taken in order to allow security agencies stabilize the area. Adeniran also confirmed the killing of a teacher during the incident, noting that the number of students kidnapped is yet to be ascertained, but stated that efforts are ongoing to secure the release of the students. And still on security matters, the Ekiti State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of armed thugs allegedly sponsored by a 7 House of Representatives member in Ekiti State. The State Police Commissioner Falade Michael said the suspects were arrested with dangerous weapons at Onikoyi Hotel, Ikun Ekiti, after intelligence was received concerning their arrival in the state. According to the police commissioner, the suspects confessed to being political thugs hired by a 7-member of the House of Representatives representing Moba Idosi Federal Constituency, Akinlayo Davidson, to disrupt the primary election earlier scheduled for today in the state. Falade assured that hoodlums will be charged to court. An effort is on the way to arrest other fleeing gang members and their sponsor. And to more security update, the Kaduna State government has intensified efforts to raise public awareness and strengthen emergency preparedness following the 2026 seasonal climate prediction released by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency (NIMET). The report identified Kaduna as one of the states vulnerable to flooding due to expected above normal rainfall during the 2026 rainy season. The Kaduna State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Ahmed Meyaki, reaffirmed the government's commitment to protecting lives and property through coordinated sensitization programs and disaster response initiatives across the state. The forecast also warned of a possible severe 21-day dry spell between June and August, a condition that could further increase the risk of flooding and other environmental challenges. Residents have been advised to regularly clear drainage channels around their homes and business premises, avoid dumping refuse into waterways, and adopt preventive measures such as the use of sandbags and other local flood control solutions. Coming up on News Express, on Sport, Beckham becomes first British billionaire sportsman. On entertainment, Shakira Burna Boy released official FIFA World Cup 2026 song Die Die.
You can listen to Adami Mogo 93.1 FM from any part of the world. Download the Adami Mogo 931 FM app from Google Play Store and Radio Garden. And follow us on Adami Mogo 93.1 FM on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have eyewitness stories, clips exclusive to share, contact the Adami Mogo FM newsroom via mail at newsroom@adamimogofm.com. Or you can dial 070-634-03583. You can dial 090-319-69629. Adami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos, voice of the light.
Thank you for staying tuned now to the rest of the news. On Global Express, the World Health Organization has raised alarm over the rapid global expansion of nicotine pouch products, decrying the tobacco industry's aggressive marketing tactics to hook young people. WHO said in a fresh report that nicotine pouches, which are small sachets placed between the gum and lip to release nicotine through the lining of the mouth, are rapidly reshaping the global tobacco and nicotine market. Head of WHO's Health Determinants Promotion and Prevention Department, Etienne Krug, warned that the products, which are typically sweet flavoring, are engineered for addiction and often marketed as modern, discreet, and tobacco-free. The report said sales of nicotine pouches had reached over $23 billion units in 2024, an increase of over 50% from the previous year, and the global nicotine pouch market was worth nearly $4 billion last year. The report called for, among other things, bans on or strong restrictions on flavors in nicotine pouches, and bans on advertising, promotions, and sponsorship for the product. It also urged strong age verification and retail controls, clear health warnings, and plain packaging, and steep taxes to reduce affordability of the products. And on Sport Express, former Manchester United and England star David Beckham has become Britain's first billionaire sportsman, according to the 2026 Sunday Times rich list. The rich list compliers said Beckham and his wife Victoria collective wealth reached an estimated £1.185 billion this year. That moved them into second place in the list of UK's wealthiest sports people, behind the family of ex-Formula One chief executive Bernie Ecclestone, whose wealth was valued at £2 billion. Beckham, who retired from playing in 2013, is a co-owner of Inter Miami, estimated to be Major League Soccer's most valuable club at £1.07 billion. The 51-year-old also has lucrative brand ambassador roles for companies including Adidas and Hugo Boss. Joining Beckham on the rich list, 7-time Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton is fifth on the list, having built a fortune on the rich list calculated at £435 million fortune. And on Entertainment Express, global superstar Shakira has released Die Die, the official anthem for the FIFA World Cup 2026, in an exciting collaboration with Nigeria's Afrobeat sensation Burna Boy. The Colombia singer made the announcement herself on social media, posting "Die Die is here," featuring motivational lyrics centered on resilience, ambition, and unity. Die Die pays homage to football legends including Pele, Diego Maradona, Paolo Maldini, Romario, Cristiano Ronaldo, Andres Iniesta, David Beckham, Kaká, Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, and Mohamed Salah. The song also celebrates various football nations such as Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, the United States, England, Germany, France, South Africa, Spain, Mexico, Japan, South Korea, and the Netherlands. Beyond infectious rhythm, the anthem carries a meaningful purpose. All royalties from Die Die will support the FIFA Global Citizen Education Fund, which aims to raise $100 million by the end of the tournament. As we conclude News Express on our Dami Mogo 93.1 FM this evening, here is a recap of the biggest stories. We told you the National Bureau of Statistics announced Nigeria's headline inflation rate has increased to 15.69% in April 2026, extending the upward trend in consumer prices despite a slowdown in monthly inflationary pressure. We also told you President Bola Tinubu welcomed the $600 million investment pledged by world-class port operator APM Terminals, emphasizing that Nigeria is repositioning itself for greater competitiveness through ongoing economic reforms and infrastructure modernization. It is also in the news, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC's Lagos State Directorate arraigned social media influencer relationship therapist Blessing CEO before the Federal High Court on account of fraud. And that is the size of our package on News Express on our Dami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos. On behalf of the production team, I am Ogi Mark. Good evening.
See why KTY so yesterday. Which kind of rubbish be this? When this Nigeria won't vote, see how through those scatter. All my wife don't turn brown. God, I beg.
You vote last election. You vote.
Vote asal. You know as I be now. You know street. No man know our time no day now. Vote asal. Say country they improve.
Kai, if I no vote, I no get power. Your voice is now your power.
Oh, don't cock yourself. Sell your vote, just sell your future, but sell your birthright. How much divide them by 4 years? How much that?
Your vote and your power, blue door. Make we choose leaders wey sabi, your PVC, your future. No waste time.
No sell your vote.
Àsìkò ìròyìn ti tó, bóyá ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ̀bọ̀, lónílé lálejò bóyá, lọ́mọdé lágbà ó, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ owó, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ ọmọ. Ìròyìn tó jẹ́ ojúlówó rédíò yín lẹ ti máa gbọ́, 93.1 FM ìkànnì tó tayọ, Lekki la máa fi kalẹ̀ sí nígboro Èkó, Adami Mogo FM bóyá.
Ìròyìn tó gbà mú ṣe tí mo jẹ́ jọba ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ o Akotan Iroyin lẹ́ndẹ̀ sí ẹtí ìgbẹ́ni láti lè ṣe rédíò Adami Mogo 93.1 FM tó kalẹ̀ sílùú Lekki ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Adélékè Kẹ́hìndé òun náà ni oníròyìn. Síwájú ẹgbẹ́ àkókò tó jẹ́ pé ó jẹyọ nínú ìròyìn ọ̀hún. Àlékún tí ó dé bá ohun tí à ń pèsè nílẹ̀ yìí ni ó ti fò fẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ sí ìdá 15 lédíẹ̀ ní oṣù kẹrin ọdún yìí. Bákan náà níròyìn létí àwọkà àti tí ìgbọ́ inú ìrọ̀lẹ́ tòní ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ló ti tẹ́wọ́ gba iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tí dòtẹ́rù ń dé sí òní ẹgbẹ̀ta mílíọ̀nù owó ilẹ̀ òkèrè láti ọ̀dọ̀ àjọ àwọn tí ń ṣòwò etídò lágbàáyé tó sì mẹ́nuba àyípadà ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ yìí. Ilé ẹjọ́ kan ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni ó ti ní kí wọ́n mú ìlú mọ̀ọ́ká lórí ayélujára kan tí ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn mọ̀ sí Blessing CEO sí àkàtà àwọn àjọ EFCC látàrí ẹ̀sùn ìlọ́nilọ́wọ́gbà òní mílíọ̀nù 16 náírà. Wáyé ìròyìn ọ̀hún rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ni ó ti tẹ́wọ́ gba ìdókòwò ní ẹgbẹ̀ta owó ilẹ̀ òkèrè èyí tí àwọn oníṣòwò ibùdókọ̀ ẹrù omi lágbàáyé ṣe ìlérí rẹ̀ fún orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ó wá tẹ̀síwájú wípé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ló ti ṣe àyípadà ipò tí ó wà tẹ́lẹ̀ fún ìdàgbàsókè tó lọ́rìn nípasẹ̀ àtúnyẹ̀wò ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilé tí ń lọ lọ́wọ́ àti ohun amáyédẹrùn òde òní. Ẹni tó jẹ́ ààrẹ àjọ APM lẹ́kùn ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ sí ilẹ̀ Europe ọ̀gbẹ́ni Igor van den Essen pẹ̀lú àwọn lọ́gàálọ́gàá mìíràn lájọ ọ̀hún ni wọ́n jọ jókòó ìpàdé pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu látàrí bí wọ́n ṣe kọ̀ láti wà níbi ètò àjọ àwọn adarí ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ eléyìí tí ó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ní Kigali lórílẹ̀-èdè Rwanda. Ó wá sọ di mímọ̀ ìpè ìdókòwò tí wọ́n ṣe ìpinnu rẹ̀ ọ̀hún ni wọ́n yóò ṣe ní ibùdókọ̀ ojú omi tí ẹrù ń dé sí tó wà nílùú Àpápá ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pẹ̀lú àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn ìgbàlódé tí ó sì máa mú àyípadà ọ̀tun bá àwọn ẹ̀ka aládàáni tí wọ́n ń ṣòwò lẹ́ka tí ń rí sí etídò lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu nípasẹ̀ ẹni tí ó jẹ́ olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì rẹ̀ lórí ìròyìn etí ìgbọ́ àti ọgbọ́n àtinúdá alàgbà Báyọ̀ Nọ́núgà sọ di mímọ̀ ìpè orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ní lọ́kàn láti kúrò nípò tí ó wà tẹ́lẹ̀ láti tẹ̀síwájú fún ìdí pàtàkì tí a fi lè ṣàmúlò ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé ṣíṣètò ìkẹ́rù nílànà ayárabíàṣá àti láti ṣàmúgbòrò pípérégedé iṣẹ́ wọn káàkiri ibùdókọ̀ ojú omi jákèjádò ilẹ̀ yìí. Ilé ẹjọ́ gíga ìjọba àpapọ̀ eléyìí tó kalẹ̀ sílùú Àbújá ni ó ti rán arábìnrin kan Halima Aliru Umar sí ẹ̀wọ̀n 20 ọdún gbáko látàrí ẹ̀sùn bíbá ohun ìjà ogun ní sàkánì rẹ̀ àti gbígbìyànjú láti ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fáwọn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ òkọ́kú. Lásìkò ìgbẹ́jọ́ ọ̀hún lọ́jọ́ 11 oṣù kẹta ọdún tí a wà yìí ni ó ti ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ wípé òun jẹ̀bi sí ẹ̀sùn 2 nínú 4 eléyìí tí àjọ tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ìyẹn àjọ DSS tí wọ́n gbé wá sí ilé ẹjọ́ ọ̀hún fi kàn án. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ nínú ìgbẹ́jọ́ adájọ́ Yíwà ó tọ́ka rẹ̀ wípé ọ̀daràn ọ̀hún ni ó ti ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún ẹ̀sùn 3 àti 4 eléyìí tí wọ́n fi kàn ọ̀hún ní ọjọ́ tí wọ́n mójú rẹ̀ bá ilé ẹjọ́ tí adájọ́ sì tẹ̀síwájú wípé pẹ̀lú rírawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ rẹ̀ pé òun jẹ̀bi ẹ̀sùn ọ̀hún bí àjọ DSS ti gbé wá sí ilé ẹjọ́ láì ní ẹ̀rí máa jẹ́mi nìṣó kankan bí ó ti wù kí o mọ̀. Adájọ́ Yíwà ó sì wá dá ọ̀daràn obìnrin náà sí ẹ̀wọ̀n 20 ọdún lórí ẹ̀sùn 3 àti ọdún kan fún ẹ̀sùn 4 tí wọ́n sì sún ìgbẹ́jọ́ náà di ọjọ́ 9 nínú oṣù keje ọdún yìí láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbẹ́jọ́ lórí ẹ̀sùn 1 àti 2 èyí tí ọ̀daràn obìnrin ọ̀hún bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún wípé òun kò jẹ̀bi rẹ̀. Àjọ ọlọ́pàá olúùlú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n ti ṣe àtúnjípadà ikọ̀ ọlọ́pàá dìgbòlùjà tí ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn mọ̀ sí Operation Sweep nílùú Àbújá tí ṣe olúùlú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ ilé ètò ààbò mìíràn lágbègbè ọ̀hún. Àjọ náà sọ di mímọ̀ ìpè ìgbésẹ̀ náà wáyé láti àṣẹ lọ́dọ̀ alákòóso àjọ ọlọ́pàá nílùú Àbújá alàgbà Ahmed Mohammed Sanusi pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn ẹni tó jẹ́ mínísítà fún olúùlú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà alàgbà Nyesom Wike. àjọ ọ̀hún wá sọ di mímọ̀ ìpè èròǹgbà ikọ̀ òun náà ni láti jẹ́ kí ètò ààbò tí ó gbópọn wà ní agbègbè náà àti láti dẹ́kun ìwà ọ̀daràn lágbègbè ọ̀hún. Àwọn ikọ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe àkójọpọ̀ rẹ̀ sínú ikọ̀ elétò ààbò ọ̀hún ni a ti rí àjọ òṣìṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, àjọ ológun, àjọ tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ DSS, láì gbàgbé àjọ Immigration Service, bákan náà àjọ aláàbò ẹni làbò ìlú, àjọ Civil Defence, àjọ elétò ààbò ojú pópó yẹn àjọ FRSC àti àjọ panápaná àti àwọn àjọ elétò ààbò mìíràn gbogbo nílùú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Àjọ tí ń gbógun ti àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣòwò ìlú mọ̀kùmọ̀kù àjọ EFCC ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni ó ti mójú ọ̀dọ́bìnrin kan tí ó jẹ́ ìlúmọ̀ọ́ká lójú òpó ayélujára tí a mọ̀ sí Okoro Blessing Nkiruka, ẹni tí ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn mọ̀ sí Blessing CEO, bá iwájú ilé ẹjọ́ gíga ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilé tó kalẹ̀ sílùú Ìkòyí ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Blessing CEO ni wọ́n gbé wá síwájú adájọ́ Dẹ̀yìndé Dípẹ̀olú látàrí ẹ̀sùn méjì ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ eléyìí tó dá lórí fífi ọ̀nà ẹ̀rú gba owó àti ìlọ́nilọ́wọ́gbà eléyìí tó owó rẹ̀ fẹ́rẹ̀ tó mílíọ̀nù mẹ́rìndínlógójì náírà. Níbi tí ìgbẹ́jọ́ náà ti ń lọ lọ́wọ́, ẹni tó jẹ́ agbẹjọ́rò fún olùjẹ́jọ́ ọ̀hún ìyẹn ọ̀gbẹ́ni P.I. Onwafọ̀ ó sọ fún ilé ẹjọ́ pé oníbàárà ọ̀hún ni ó ti dá díẹ̀ padà nínú owó náà fún àwọn tí ó ní wọ́n tó sì ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ kí ilé ẹjọ́ fún òun ní àsìkò díẹ̀ láti san àwọn owó àjẹ́lẹ̀ tí ó kù. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, nínú ìgbẹ́jọ́ ọ̀hún, adájọ́ Dípẹ̀olú dá wípé olùjẹ́jọ́ àti olùpẹ̀jọ́ ni wọ́n lè jọ ní àjọsọ ọ̀rọ̀ lásìkò tí ìgbẹ́jọ́ sì ń lọ lọ́wọ́. Adájọ́ Dípẹ̀olú wá pa á láṣẹ pé kí wọ́n fi olùjẹ́jọ́ ọ̀hún sákàtà àwọn àjọ EFCC tí ó sì sún ìgbẹ́jọ́ ọ̀hún di ọjọ́ 5 nínú oṣù kẹfà ọdún tí a wà yìí. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ni ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ akin ní pàjáwìrì sí ètò ìlera àwọn ará ìlú látàrí afẹ́fẹ́ tí ò bára rẹ̀ eléyìí tí ń fẹ́ káàkiri agbègbè ìlú Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, eléyìí tí ó sì ṣe àkóbá fún àwọn 100 ọmọ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nílùú Ìjẹ̀bú Òde. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn nínú àtẹ̀sóde rẹ̀ lónìí òde yìí sọ di mímọ̀ pé irúfẹ́ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀hún ni ó ti kọ́ wáyé lóṣù kan sẹ́yìn lágbègbè ọ̀hún tó sì ṣe àkóbá fún àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ bíi Our Ladies of Apostle Anglican Girls Grammar School nílùú Ìjẹ̀bú Òde àti Ìjẹ̀bú Òde Grammar School àti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ aládàáni Sambandola ilé tí gbogbo rẹ̀ wà ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ náà wá sọ di mímọ̀ pé ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí ó fi ara káṣá nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n ti kó lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn fún ìtọ́jú tó péye lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti ń ṣàròyé ìnira àti àwọn ohun mìíràn tí ó fẹ́ra pẹ́. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ti wá ṣe kìlọ̀kìlọ̀ fún àwọn ará ìlú láti wà ní ojú ni alákànfin ń ṣọ́ orí o kí wọ́n sì kégbàjarè sóde níwọ̀n ìgbà tí wọ́n bá ti ń kófìrí àìsàn tí ó fi ara jọ rírẹ̀ láì nídìí, ẹ̀fọ́rí, àìlè mí bí ó ti yẹ, kí wọ́n tètè kàn sí ilé ìwòsàn ilé tó bá wà ní sàkání ọ̀dọ̀ wọn nílùú Ìjẹ̀bú Òde. Àkótán ìròyìn kò ní ju báyìí lọ nírọ̀lẹ́ tòní, ṣùgbọ́n ṣáká tó máa lọ ẹgbẹ́ àkókò tó jẹ́ pé ó jẹyọ nínú rẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Nínú ọ̀yìn ilé tí a mú wá sí etí ìgbọ́ nírọ̀lẹ́ tòní, àlékún tí ó dé bá ohun tí a ń pèsè nílẹ̀ yìí ni ó ti fò fẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ sí ìdá 15 lé díẹ̀ ní oṣù kẹrin ọdún yìí o. Bákan náà látúkà sí ilé pé ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà rẹ̀ Bọ́lá Tinubu ó ti tẹ́wọ́ gba iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tídò tẹ́rù ń dé sí oní 600 mílíọ̀nù owó ilẹ̀ òkèrè láti ọ̀dọ̀ àjọ àwọn tí ń ṣòwò tídò lágbàáyé tó sì mẹ́nuba àyípadà ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ yìí. Ilé ẹjọ́ kan ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni ó ti ní kí wọ́n lọ fi ìlú mọ̀ọ́ká lórí ayélujára kan Blessing CEO sí àkàtà àwọn àjọ EFCC látàrí ẹ̀sùn ìlọ́nilọ́wọ́gbà oní mílíọ̀nù 36 náírà ilé tí wọ́n fi ẹ̀sùn rẹ̀ kàn o. Àkótán ìròyìn kò ní ju báyìí lọ nírọ̀lẹ́ tòní, yòókù tún di ọ̀la òde yìí nígbà tẹ́ máa pàdé àwọn akọ ẹgbẹ́ mi fún òyìn lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan iléeṣẹ́ rédíò Adámi Mógò 93.1 FM tó kalẹ̀ sílùú Lekki ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó jẹ́ ní orúkọ Oge Mark tó jẹ́ pé òun náà ni olóòtú ìròyìn tèmi Adélékè Kẹ́hìndé tí mo ṣe Ayangbe Forest ló kà á sétí ìgbọ́yìn lẹ́ǹgbọ́n wa lè sọ fún yín pé akúrọ̀lẹ́ akọ afẹ́fẹ́ tí ń fẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí afẹ́fẹ́ ilẹ̀ Canada yóò tù gbogbo wa lára o ẹ jẹ́ ká pàdé láago 7 àṣálẹ́ òní lórí ètò fàájì ń ṣàn títí àkókò ọ̀hún káfíńdé pàdé o ẹ ṣé o tẹ́ǹtẹ́ ti sí wa.